So it's Thursday evening, I've just been out of the office, gone to the gym, and then I've heard about this latest news. So it's dark outside, but I thought I'd let you know about the latest update from the government. So in this video, I'm going to explain why the latest news, which has been released by the government, is going to be good news for students and a bit of a headache for teachers. So what they've said is that today, the 17th of December, is that all secondary schools and colleges in England will be able to test more of their staff and students with free coronavirus testing from the first week of January. Now that is brilliant news. What that means is that if somebody in your year group was to test positive, the whole year group would not necessarily have to completely self-isolate for 2 weeks, because there'd be more testing for their close contacts, which could be done in school by the school staff. And that allows not only the students to work out if they've got a negative test, but it also allows the teachers to know that they might have a negative test as well. And that means more of you can spend more time in school doing the face-to-face learning, which is so important as you're preparing for mock exams and real exams this summer. Now at the moment, this guidance is for students in England only, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to affect you in Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, and also international students. Now, the thing is, schools are going to stay open, and that's for everybody in the exam year groups, so year 11 and year 13, vulnerable children, and also children of critical workers. So school will still be open, your teachers will all be back there. And it's only really going to affect students in maybe year 7 to 10 and year 12 as well. But you do not have an extended holiday, well, not officially. You're still going to be doing some online learning from the normal term date. And the other thing here, which is quite important, because I know there's quite a lot of BTEC students watching these videos. Hello to everybody doing BTECs. The vocational exams, if you do have exams that are starting in that first week of January, they will be going ahead. So real exams are not going to be affected. But basically, for those of you in non-exam year groups, you're going to have a bit more time off. And I think the reason for this is that it allows the other teachers at school to spend a bit of time getting trained up about how they're actually going to organise giving tests to students at school. Now, a bit more information, and this is why it's actually a headache for teachers, is that schools have broken up. Teachers are absolutely exhausted, and now they've got to try and plan how they're going to be testing whole year groups, hundreds of students over the holiday period. It's an absolute nightmare for teachers. Ultimately, for you students, it's going to be a lot better because there's going to be a lot more testing, and that allows you to basically stop spreading the virus to other people if you do have it, especially if you aren't showing any symptoms. And that will mean that school year groups can spend more time in school, and therefore your teachers can spend more time helping you prepare for exams. This is, in the longer term, really good news. It's going to be hard work for the teachers. Now, something that it said here is about armed forces personnel. This might be in some headlines. I used to be in the army myself, and the army and the other parts of the military are brilliant at actually getting things done. What it doesn't mean is there's going to be a load of private soldiers who come into school and start pushing things in your nose to kind of do some coronavirus testing. Instead, because the armed forces have been involved in actually setting up a lot of these mass testing stations, they're the best people to actually organise the logistics of what's going on behind the scenes. But they're going to be working not in school actually with the students, but maybe they're going to be advising some of the school staff about how to carry out this mass testing. And the problem is, I suppose, they're going to be doing that over the Christmas holidays when your teachers are wanting a bit of a rest because they are pretty exhausted. Now, the other thing, and I think this is important, is it says that testing is optional, but obviously strongly encouraged, but consent will be required from the student or parent as appropriate. Now, unless you have a proper valid medical reason, you should get tested. You're going to be saving not only yourself, but also your parents, maybe elderly people that you come into contact with, and also you're going to be, affecting other people around you. If you're not getting tested and you don't have a valid reason, I feel that's quite a selfish thing to do, because you're going to be putting other people at risk for no valid scientific reason. So if you get the chance to have a test, it might be uncomfortable, but it's going to basically help everybody stay safer. Okay, so if you're not sure, get the test done, get the vaccination if it does get offered to you. So this news here, released at the very last minute, just before term finishes, just before Christmas. I think this is going to be really good for you students, but I think it's going to be a nightmare for teachers to implement, especially as when the teachers are going back in January, they're not only going to be teaching their year groups, who are actually in school, they're going to be working out how they can support the students who have to be there if their parents are key workers. They're going to be supporting online learning and trying to work out how to actually implement the tests. Now, like anything to do with your school, your teachers will somehow get some messages to you. I'm sure there's probably lots of panicked headmasters and headmistresses at the moment thinking, how are we going to do this? But they're going to let you know exactly the details of what's happening at your school. Basically though, school for most of you is going to be as normal at the start of January. And for some of you doing online learning, it's just going to be a few extra days of Christmas holiday to, I suppose, enjoy yourself and take it as easy as possible. I've been doing loads of stuff recently. I've just got to 90,000 subscribers on YouTube, which I am so happy about, and hopefully 100,000 won't be that far away. I've been doing loads and loads of practical videos, mainly aimed at GCSE, but some A-level practicals as well, and you can find them in the playlist I've linked to up here. And also today, my brand new computer has arrived, which will really increase the quality of the live streams I'm going to be doing from the 4th of January. I'll be live streaming stuff to help you prepare for exams every Monday from the start of January until June time, whenever your exams might be. So if you haven't already done so, subscribe on YouTube so you can stay updated with everything, and also go to my website, physicsonline.com, to find hundreds more videos to really support you prepare for anything that this year might throw at you. So thank you for watching, and have a really good break over this Christmas period. Thank you.